Guys, back to channel 4, another reaction. Prevail is back at it again with another newly released single, ladies and gentlemen. Hyping up that amp train for that new album that they just announced is coming your way fairly soon, so I'll definitely do a live reaction for that when that comes out, so be sure to stay tuned for that one as well. But they got a whole new one, ladies and gentlemen. Not gonna lie, I'm getting very surprised from this band. I'm getting very mixed feelings, mixed emotions when it comes to these songs. Very different writing style. You know, not gonna lie, from back in the day, they weren't typically my favorite band, but over the years, they want to get heavier and heavier. You know, I kind of grew into them a little bit more, but this one has taken me on a whole nother direction, ladies and gentlemen, and I couldn't be any more excited to get back into this band because Violent Nature, what a slapper, what a headbanger, what a just overall mind-melting track. You know, I wasn't expecting that amount level of heaviness and just overall face-melting capabilities that one brought, man. Deathcore has entered the I Prevail headspace, so I can just only imagine what that album is gonna be like. But the last one we reacted to was very different, though. It's very subtle, but it was very catchy. It was good. Eric was showing off his cleans. He was showing off what he could do on the clean side of vocals, which I can say, not gonna lie, I liked it. I definitely liked it. I can get behind the catchy choruses. Not gonna lie, it's, you know, it is sad to see that Brian's not in the picture anymore, but Eric is stepping up to that plate. He is stepping up to be the true front man of the band, with the cleans, with the growls, with the screams. You know, he's definitely evolved as a vocalist, not gonna lie. So I do like his cleans, so hopefully we get some more of that in this one. Or is it gonna be another all-out intense, heavy, head-banging, heart-stopping, you know, track? I don't know. It's gonna have to wait and see. But I got some hopes for this one. I got some hopes for them. So I do like both sides of them. I do like the heaviness, and I also like the subtle, clean side of things. So we might get a little mix of that in this one. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. But before we get started, be sure to comment. I really appreciate it, and it really help me out. And if you like I Prevail just as much as I do, be sure to like on this video as well. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. Check out some awesome hits. We're just getting started on these heavy bangers, ladies and gentlemen. No time wasting. Let's get right into it. This is I Prevail's newest release track titled "Rain." Oh yeah! We're going in! Oh, it's triplets! The riffs! Oh, I'm in. Let's go, Eric. I'm already locked in. I already want the heavy. Let's go, Eric. Let's get it. So let it rain down, wash over me. From this misery, okay, get a different chorus beat. Oh, I love that rhythm. Maybe as I lay dying. Get that progression going, boys. Let's go, boys, one more time. Let's get it. So let it rain down, wash over me. Very different jump pattern. From this misery, be the way out of this apathy. Just set me free from this misery. Oh, let's go, boys. Let's get it. You can't tease me with the stuff at the beginning. You can't tease me with that As I Lay Dying riffs. Give me that As I Lay Dying breakdown. Let's go, Eric. Bring me in. Ooh! Little two-step-inch. expecting a little two-beat switch right there. Back in. Ooh, okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that one had kind of a mix. That one kind of had like a fuse between, the violent nature and then the last track they did. It kind of had like a little contrast. It had the heaviness of the riffs at the beginning there, but then it also had like the subtle, the clean kind of thing with the vocals came around in the chorus, stuff like that. But it's very interesting contrast. It's very weird. They had a little bit weird tempo, like a weird beat changes when the chorus first started, kind of thing. Kind of threw me off just a tiny bit. But either way, man, that's a very solid track. Not gonna lie, I do have my issues with it. Like I said, the breakdown could have went a little bit longer in my opinion. They kind of teased that two-steppage switch at the second half of the breakdown there. They kind of could have played with that a little bit more. They could have like enhanced it, made it go along a little bit longer in my opinion. Just I feel like bands don't really play around with beat switches or breakdowns anymore. If you tease that, if you enhance the breakdown, enhance it even more, make it go a little bit longer, give the fans a little bit more time to listen and feel what's going on. If that makes sense. Because the breakdown was good. It was like a dropout kind of like modernized tone kind of breakdown kind of thing. But then when they did the beat switch, when they did the two-steppage there, it kind of felt like it was gonna go and turn into something else. If that makes sense, felt like they were building up into something even more heavier. And I was hoping for that. I was hoping for that, but they just went right back into the chorus. But it is what it is. I feel like these kind of bands don't really have those longer breakdowns. They have that longer intensity, if that makes sense. It's a little bit disappointing. But like I said, but the beginning though, the beginning riff, I love that. I love it. Very reminiscent of As I Lay Dying, man. With the solid riffs, with the classic metalcore triplets, with the overlaying lead in the background. I love that. I felt like they were gonna play with that a little bit more. I felt like they were gonna do like a little bit of that in the breakdown, but they only did it kind of like in the beginning and then between the second verse kind of thing. But then they didn't play with that anymore. So that's a little bit disappointment I have with this. The riffs are good, the breakdowns are good. I felt like they just kind of went a little bit subtle on this one because when the second verse came around, they could have amplified it. They could have made it, fast paced. They could have added the guitars in there. They could have played that lead riff over the vocals when he was singing it. They could have changed it a little bit, but they decided, just do the kind of like, drop out, subtle kind of vocals, which kind of a missed opportunity in my opinion. But it is what it is. Eric showing off his vocals, and again, don't get me wrong, he's an amazing singer. This band is an amazing singer. They're definitely trying some new stuff. They're definitely trying to cross the bridge when it comes to hardcore and poppy stuff as well. But I feel like a lot of bands don't really take any more risks nowadays, if that makes sense. But it is what it is. We're just gonna have to wait and see what that new album has to bring. We're just gonna have to wait and see what more surprises, what more heavy tracks they hopefully have on that one. So if Violent Nature is hopefully not the only one that's heavy on that track, but overall it's a solid track, not gonna lie. Like I said, I do have some pieces in here that just feel like it just kind of didn't work well in my opinion. Like I said, I love the beginning style riff, I love the breakdown. They could have just, it felt like this was a song that was made kind of like in pieces. It was kind of made like in parts. Some parts kind of didn't go well, or they just didn't, fit together well in the song. It felt like they took them from other songs and just kind of put them together to make this one, if that makes sense. But who knows, ladies and gentlemen, we're just gonna have to wait and see what that new album has to bring. And be sure to hit that subscribe button, especially new here, because we're going to stream every single banger on the channel. But you don't want to miss out on a single one. I guarantee you that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.